Battery is dead. Sip Sagai, Sip Ashok, Sip Kumar Swami, Sip Bliss, Sip Gautam, Sip, connect from here. Sip, the rest of you, I can't see you. So, welcome to this call and today's subject of discussion. Administrator, can we have the subject, today subject of discussion is? Yes, please. Do mountains and oceans have power, have life? That is the discussion today. Do mountains, do oceans have power, have life? So we have had this discussion a few days back. I'm sorry that my battery just went for a toss. I don't know how, but I hope that get a longer wire from there. It's not working. So who would like to start? Nobody's. We have had this discussion. I hope we all know it. Yes. Rohit, please.
Shivoham Guruji.
Sure, Rohit.
I was not a part of last discussion. However, I will say what I feel.
Yes.
So I think it has the mountains and oceans. They have life because it is also it is a manifestation of Sip itself, which is Sachidananda. The only thing which matters is Chit Tattva. So Chit Tattva, it has different levels. So Chit Tattva in human beings is a little bit more superior as compared to rest of the, which we call non-living things, is actually not non-living. However, they have less Chit Tattva is what.
So today's main discussion is to get clarity on this subject. So do you know what is this? What is the? We spoke about what a soul is. Were you there? Were you present on the soul discussion?
No.
Okay. So what is soul is S-O-U-L. So soul is spark of unique life. So then we came with this discussion. If soul is spark of unique life, today's discussion is: do mountains and oceans have power? Do they have life? So to repeat your answer clearly, you are saying they have power. Do they have power? Do they have life? Rohit, once again, your question.
They have power and life, yes.
Okay, so Rohit says they have power and life. Gautam, are you trying to say something? Bliss wants to speak, but Gautam, because you did not have your hand up. Gautam, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Shivam, sir. Shivam, madam. Well, mountains and oceans, they don't have life, but they have power.
Okay.
Because we have a soul, living soul.
Yeah.
And mountains don't have a living soul. They are non-living soul. So my according is to they have
what do they
power,
have?
but they have power, but they don't have life.
Good. Your answer is good, but they have power. They don't have. They have power, but they don't have life. Thank you. Welcome all the others who are joining. Bliss, may I know? I'm not sure if I was able to greet everybody in the call, but I'm sorry for the confusion in the beginning. Bliss, can you please tell me?
Hello, Shva.
Shivoham.
I'm thinking like Gautam, mountain and ocean have power, but don't have life. But
why do you say they don't have life? You know reason why they don't have life?
Because they cannot eat, they cannot walk, they cannot. They have no soul, only power.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bliss. Your answer is very good. So mountains have power, she says, but don't have life. So Rohit, can you come back, Rohit, and tell us why do you believe that they have life? Can you explain, Rohit?
Yeah, I believe they have life because every matter is made up of atoms and molecules. So if you go for water or so there is a movement. There is a movement.
Rohit, we want to clarify one point to you. When we say life, that means life and death. So the mountains and oceans, do they have life?
Yeah, so they don't have soul.
No,
I
no,
mean,
forget
they
about
don't.
soul. Forget about soul. When you say they have life, that means that they have life. That means one day they will be born, one day they will die. Is it like that?
No, no, it is not like that. In
Therefore,
them,
how do you say they have life? You mean to say
because,
they have power?
because they have because they have chit tattva, in the sense they have the atoms and molecules which are moving. So
Okay.
whatever is moving, yeah, they are
So
in moving state. So
I'm going to the next question to you. Do they have consciousness?
yes, they
Do
have
you think
consciousness.
so? Mountains and oceans have feelings. They have thoughts. They have feelings.
No, because the chit tattva is very less in them, so they don't.
Okay. So Girish, you want to say something, or should I read out what you're saying, Girish? Read out. Girish says that mountains, they are not, and oceans, they are not born, and they will not die. Therefore, Girish, what you're saying, they have power, but they don't have life. My understanding right, Girish? Okay. Girish also says they have power and they don't have life. So I was on a flight, right? And when this call came, and I started asking myself the question. So what is it in these mountains and oceans? Sudip Bhargava went and did a detailed study of the three tattvas and how a sattva and rajas and tamas can be added. Very interesting, but I tried to explain to Sudip, our job in this call is not to complicate. Our job is to simplify. So I try my best. Ru Mataji will tell us what she thinks. But today, let us try to find, at the end of this call today, it should be very important to be very clear about what is the SIP energy in you and me. What is the SIP energy in the mountain and the sea? What is the SIP energy in you and me? What is the SIP energy in the mountain and the sea? Ru Mataji.
Guruji Pranam Shivoham. Guruji, I feel every thing is made up of matter. Mountains and oceans, they are also made up of matter, but they don't have life because they are not born and they don't die like us. But they definitely have power because SIP is present everywhere. It is
तो फर्क
present
तो
when
फर्क क्या है?
everywhere it is present in ocean and mountains also.
So what do you
But
think?
life is not there.
Life is not there. Can anybody, so Ru Mataji, you are saying power is there, but life is not there. This is your clear understanding.
Yeah, because soul is the criteria for the living being, which arrives at birth and leaves at death. That is
Shunya?
not present in there. If it is present, it is of very low.
So Ru Mataji, what is soul?
Guruji, it is SIP only. It is
But
SIP.
what did we define? You remember what you were there? We defined soul ka matlab, you were there on the call?
Supreme immortal power it
No,
is.
soul, S-O-U-L. Were you there when we spoke 2 days back on
Yes,
soul?
yes,
What is
yes, yes.
S-O-U-L? So I'm asking you, the soul in Ru Mataji and the soul in Eru is same soul or different soul?
It's same. It's same. Because it is one divine power. We are all the particles of God. Ansham unka.
So the soul in you can do what the soul, what Atmatraya wants to do?
Guruji, that depends upon the karmas of a person.
No, aapka soul. Suppose your soul is in you, the soul you have. Can that soul control Atmatraya's life?
No.
That means that your soul is separate from Atmatraya's soul.
Guruji, soul to mere ख्याल एक ही होता है. Divine soul is present in everyone.
So Ru Mataji, don't forget what we spoke. We spoke of something I want you to remember. I'm reminding you and the group. The word soul, S-O-U-L, Ru Mataji, means spark of unique life.
Yes.
The soul comes from SIP, but the soul that is contained in you, अगर आपका सोल निकल जाएगा तो एरू का सोल भी निकल जाएगा क्या सेम टाइम में?
नहीं.
So that's why we are saying it is a spark of unique life. The soul is the same. No doubt the soul in you and the soul in Bridget is the same. But as long as it is inside you, it is your soul.
Yes, that is there.
Are we clear about it?
Yes,
that does not mean that soul is named your Ru Mataji or Kiran Kathuria. No. The soul is the energy that comes from SIP. But when it is inside you, that power inside you is inside you. So often we were thinking that the soul in you is everywhere. Sudeep Bhargava and we used to have the soul is everywhere. Soul is flying here. Girish, we used to think the soul is in the air. Soul is everywhere. No, 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 no. Spark of unique life. It comes at conception. It's not guaranteed. And it goes at death, that is guaranteed. Are we clear? Anybody has a doubt of soul, spark of unique life? Ask me. And today we are trying to say, do mountains and oceans, they have life, they have power. So I'm going to go to Rohit after Shunya. Shunya says, yes, it is like mountains, rivers, oceans, all have life. They are born and they die. Why? Amazing. So mountains and oceans, they die. So we have to perform the death ceremony of ocean and mountain. And what is the birthday of a mountain, Mount Everest? What is the birthday? And when did Mount Everest die? Yamuna River has been declared dead. This is the work of politicians and the work of some philosophers who will comment on every subject. We are not going to worry about this, that they've declared dead. Oh, they declared Yamuna dead, again you put water, again it comes alive. So it's not that the river may be in spate, without its, there is water, there is no water. But the fact is that these natural elements are not born and they don't die. There is no birth, there is no sperm and ovum that causes a mountain. It may cause a cat and a dog, but not a mountain and an ocean. Let us use our intellect to discriminate what is birth, what is death. So we are carried away by certain terminologies, by certain people use certain ecologists and naturalists. They use certain terminologies and they say mountains are born, mountains die, rivers are born. No, mountains, rivers, oceans, clouds. So a cloud is born and a cloud dies. No, a cloud is not born, my dear friends, my dear Shunya. A cloud is not born, a cloud is formed. It is formed and then it disperses. It doesn't have life, it has power. The power in the cloud creates rain. There is rain, there's power in the rain. So there is power, but there is no life. And if Shunya, you're not agreeing, we would love to have a discussion, not an argument, but a discussion. Rohit, over to you, Rohit.
Yeah, so one more point I want to add in regards to soul, how soul is different from others, is that soul is a manifestation of sleep only,
Yes.
but
Yes.
then they have 5 different sheets like Annamaya Kosha
Correct.
and Pranamaya Kosha,
Yes, you are
Manomaya
right.
Kosha,
Yes, yes.
Vijnamaya Kosha, and
No, you are right.
Anandamaya Kosha,
You are right.
and that is a soul.
That
However,
is no,
this
that is
kind of
not
a soul is not there in mountains and
no,
ocean.
that is not the soul. That is what the soul creates. That is what the soul manifests as, the 5 koshas.
Yes.
But the soul is not the 5 koshas. The soul manifests as the 5 koshas. For example, gold appears as the ring. Gold is not the ring, but the gold appears as the ring. Therefore, the soul appears as the Annamaya Kosha. The soul is not the Annamaya Kosha. I hope you're clear about terminology, must be very clear.
Okay.
So you want to move forward in your saying something, Rohit? Are you trying to say something more?
No, so I'm saying there is no soul in mountains and oceans. However,
Thank you.
still there
So
is a movement, like
there's
power in the
power.
sense,
There's
because
power.
there are atoms and
Yeah, and that is not only scientific, that's not only spiritual. This is scientifically proved. Science. That's why yesterday, who was on the call? We said, why does a magnet attract? A magnet attracts because there is power. Why does the wind blow? Because the wind has power. There is power, but it is not born and does not die. So you can't say when was the wind born and when did the wind die? When was the tsunami born and when will the tsunami die? When was the volcano? When was the volcano Shunya was talking about? No, these volcanoes are natural elements. They are part. They evolve. They evolve. So we are back to the question, therefore, what is the power in mountains and oceans? You know the answer? So today, let's give you the answer. You all know this cartoon character, Pokemon. You know Pokemon. How many of you have seen the character Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon is a very fancy. It was that character which is supposed to do with life. No, I think that it was that Pokemon character had life, is it? Or that was some other character? Which children used to think that they're born and the Pokemon has life. I'm not sure whether that's another character. These cartoon characters are very, very funny. This is not Pokemon, but it's Posimom. It's Posiemom. So that's why I heard the word Pokemon. So let me see who captures it fast and gives you the answer. The power in the mountains and the oceans and the rivers and the seas is Posimom. Bliss, Posiemom. Power of SIP in every molecule of matter. Posimom. Power of SIP in every molecule of matter. I only gave you Pokemon to rhyme, for you to remember the word. So Samatma, I hope you're catching, all of you are catching the answer. What is the power today? From today onwards, Atmatra, I hope you got the answer. From today onwards, we say there is soul, spark of unique life. Now, Posimom is not unique. There's a bowl of sand. Every grain of sand has Posimom, but it is not unique life. You can take one stone has got Posimom. You break the stone into 20 pieces. All the 20 pieces have Posimom. It is power of SIP in every molecule. Till it is at a molecular level, every molecule of matter has Posimom, power of SIP. So very clear. We have to. So how many of you understand this? Can I have little clarity? This I'm requesting you to explain. So Bliko is the first person to explain this to us. I want at least 5 or 6 of you to explain in your point of view. Bliko.
So it is clear that power is everywhere, and it is like, you know, all the planetary system, including Earth and everything, is rotating. They are rotating because of the power of SIP, and it is everywhere in every part of the living or non-living things. Power is everywhere,
but the
but
difference,
life is only with the soul, presence of soul. That is what I understand.
So in one of these Friday discussions, we will discuss SIP, soul, and Posimom, which is none other than Ishwar, Jiva, and Jagat. Or maybe we should say SIP, Posimom, and soul. In right order, it is SIP, Posimom, and soul. In the Upanishads, Ishwara, Jagat, and Jiva. So I want some more people to, thank you, Bliko. Bliko seems to be very clear. And remember the word Bliko, it's Posimom. So whenever we talk power, and even Rohit, I would like you to, because you brought up this point, Shunya is asking something. So let's answer Shunya's question. But who else has understood this? Bliss, Girish, I'm talking about Shunya's question. I would like to hear your understanding. And like I said, I'm yearning to hear Kumar Swami. I've not heard Kumar Swami for a very long time. So, sir, whether you have understood the concept. Shunya says, what is the fundamental difference between soul, life, and power? The fundamental difference between this, Shunya, is as follows. SIP is the supreme immortal power, beyond human comprehension, beyond human definition. The difference between soul and Posimom is power in the 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, and in space. Every molecule of matter has Posimom, but they don't have soul. Soul is a spark, S-O-U-L. That's why we are giving you names. Soul is a spark of unique life. The soul in Shunya is different from the soul in Girish. It is unique. And why I'm saying unique, I told Ru Mataji, because Girish's soul is only from the time of Girish's conception till Girish's death. Then the soul becomes one with SIP. And Shunya's soul is not the same as Girish's soul. It comes at the time 9 months before birth, at the time of conception, and the soul is retained. That soul, so just to make you all understand, correct me if I'm wrong. You think the soul in us goes in and out and in and out and in and out and in. Sudhi Bhargava, does the soul go in and out and in and out and in and out? No, it doesn't go in and out and in and out. That's why we have to say the soul is retained from birth to death. That's why we are calling it a spark of unique life. So Shunya, I hope it is clear to you. Atmatray and then Samatma. Thank you for giving clarity. Atmatray, Samatma. Thank you.
I understand that the mountains had atomic energy and living creatures have soul or Atman.
Yes.
That's why they have life.
Yes. You understand? You agree? You have any doubt? Or you are clear?
I am clear. No doubt.
What is soul? S-O-U-L?
Spark of unique.
Spark of unique life. Good.
Unique life. Yes.
Thank you. And what is possible? What is in the mountains?
They have Posimon.
Excellent. And Posimon is? P-O-S-I-M-O-M means?
Posimon means energy.
Power of SIP. Power of SIP in every molecule of matter. P-O-S-I-E-M-O-M. P-O-S, power of SIP in every I-E-M-O-M molecule of matter.
Okay.
I'm giving you all in a practical, logical manner. Not that we have got some funny Pokemon, some funny name. No, we are not here to have fun. We are here to have enlightenment. We are here to be enlightened. So thank you, Samatma. Your clarity, please, or your question. Shivoham.
This power which is there in nature, in the power in mountains, or it is like a powerful, omnipresent, wholesome, energetic resource or a resilience, which is Posimon. Correct.
How is so you're continuing or you finished?
No, that is what I felt. It's an omnipresent resource.
Let me ask you a question. Good, the way you said it was very beautiful. So you said the power in nature is of a wholesome, omnipresent power. Agree? We all agree that is Posimon. How is Posimon different from SIP?
Posimon different from SIP.
What is the connection, the relationship of Posimon and SIP?
SIP is in all living organisms. Posimon
as SIP is
as the supreme immortal power.
No.
No,
SIP is living in organisms as the
supreme immortal power.
No.
As
the soul.
Soul, spark.
As the soul, not as SIP.
Soul.
So therefore, do you have SIP in you or do you have soul in you?
SIP energy. My soul is made up of SIP energy.
Correct. But do you have SIP in you or you have soul in you?
Both.
So in reality, now you have to start saying, I have soul in me, and soul is the SIP. Soul is nothing but SIP. But now I'm asking you a question. Is soul bigger or SIP bigger?
The supreme immortal power is, I think, bigger.
Absolutely. This is what I'm trying to make you enlightened today. I'm hoping that you will be enlightened by the simple truth. Because soul in you is different from soul in Bliko. The soul in you is a particle, is a spark of unique life. Your soul plus Bliko's soul plus Atmatray's soul are all the part of SIP only. They are not different. But as long as they are inside Samatma and inside Bliko and inside Atmatray, they have come from SIP and they have become the soul. They have become a spark of unique life in each one of us. It is SIP appearing as the soul. Are you understanding? That's why I told we need to have one full Friday discussion on SIP, Posimon, and soul, because you all need clarity. So back to your question, back to your observation, Samatma, you said this whole nature is all Posimon. So what is the difference between Posimon and SIP?
Posimon and SIP. SIP is in living and non-living.
Correct.
Possiman is only in the things which have power but no life.
Correct. So now you have to move from a state of mind to a state of consciousness. Because as you're trying to answer, your mind is interfering in your consciousness. I can see your mind playing in you. So when you shut off your mind, only then you will be in consciousness, and then your answer will be very clear. Now look at the way I'm telling you in consciousness. Please pay attention. SIP is everywhere. Huh? प्रभु तो है हर जगह, वो हमें ना दिखते हैं, उनके बिन तो कुछ भी ना, वो है तो हम सब हैं. SIP is everywhere. SIP is in Posima. SIP is in soul. SIP is, there is no place where there is no SIP. But SIP appears as Posimom here. So who's bigger? Posimom is bigger or SIP is bigger?
SIP.
SIP is bigger. What is Posimom?
A part of SIP.
Correct. Now you're in consciousness. You're very clear. What is soul?
Spark of unique life.
And is soul bigger or SIP is bigger?
SIP.
SIP is bigger. So who's the ultimate? What is the ultimate power?
SIP.
Why is SIP? That's why we call it supreme.
Immortal.
Supreme immortal power. Is the soul immortal?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 The soul
Yes,
is
it-
immortal because the soul never dies. The soul never dies. Therefore, is the mountain immortal?
No, it can. No, it's not immortal because it doesn't have life at all.
It can disintegrate. The power in the mountain. If Posimom leaves Yamuna, or if Posimom leaves Ganga, Ganga can disappear.
Yeah.
If the Posimom in Mount Everest disappears, the Mount Everest can disappear. It is not going to die, but it said it can disintegrate. Please understand the difference between death and disintegration. Shunya, for your kind information. I don't know. I am not. So sometimes when we have people like Shunya, who are Shunya because I can't see the picture, I can't see the image, we don't know who they are. Huh? And sometimes we don't. So therefore, at least once we want to see the people face to face with the image, so we know who the person is. Thank you, Samatma, for your consciousness. We have Bliss and Bliko. Bliss.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to know.
Yeah.
If soul, it's the spark of infinite life, and Posimon in the all SIP energy and all matter.
Yeah.
When we die, we incorporate of Posimon.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. When
We become Posimon.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Many of you did not know this answer. Bliss has given a dynamic question and answer. So what Bliss says, what happens when we die? So Bliss, when you die, you don't die, your body dies. When your body dies, you are soul. You are the spark of unique. You are the spark of unique life. You are not SIP. You are the spark of unique life. When you leave the body, you become SIP. You go to SIP. And your body becomes Posimo. Got it? Good question.
Yes, I
Amazing.
got it.
Amazing question. See, therefore, Bliss may be in Canada, and Bliss is the lady who's in French trying to understand our call every day. So I always salute her. I always say salute for a French lady in Canada trying to understand this. Bliko, and then Shunya's question. Bliko.
So, Shivam. So
I hope none of you
like,
are getting confused. Be clear on this whole subject. Yes, Bliko.
So it is like gold and ornaments, like sunlight, and we are like rays. So when we identify with the body, we think that we are separate. But if you think of soul, the energy spark, we are the same. We are the same, and we are immortal.
Correct.
We are part of SIP.
Correct.
And this is all Nama Rupa Vyavhar. what you call is name, form, and transactional purpose. We are looking separate. You are separate. I am separate. All other people are separate. Right?
Absolutely. But that is avidya. This is the
correct.
ignorance. That is the ignorance. This is what Sudeep was telling me through a video. This is Maya. But when we get caught in too many complications, so we have to simplify it. My whole subject is trying to how Bliss understood. See, I didn't tell Bliss. How did she understand? What happened when we die? When we die, the soul go. Then what happened to body? Body becomes Posimom. She realized it. I did not tell Bliss. Bliss got the realization. And I am really happy that Bliss got the realization. This is part of enlightenment. We must get this realization. I hope more and more of you are getting. I want to hear Rajan's point of view. Yes, Professor. Rajan.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
These three things, SIP, soul, and Posimum, we can summarize like this.
Yes.
SIP is universal.
Yes.
Soul is SIP in living things.
Yes.
And Posimum is SIP in non-living things.
Absolutely.
Three things.
Correct.
Summarize.
Correct. Correct. So, right. See, Rajan has given his understanding. So, SIP is everywhere in everything. When the SIP appears in non-living things, it is Posimom. Power of SIP in every molecule of matter. When it appears in living things, it becomes soul, spark of unique life, birth and death. Correct. Perfect understanding.
Thank you.
So everybody must be clear. Ashok Nichani, you are clear or you are not clear, Ashok Nichani?
Sirji, I'm clear. I am understanding.
Understanding. So you are still not understood to tell me what it is, or you are still understanding?
No, Sirji. I'm understanding part by part, little by little.
Okay. So Professor explained. Professor explained.
If I have any doubt, I'll ask you, sir.
Okay. So what Professor explained is very nice, even more clear than me. Professor Rajan explained. SIP is supreme immortal power. When the SIP comes in the Jagat form, Sudeep Bhargava, please note, when the SIP comes in the form of Jagat, it's Posimom, power of SIP in every molecule of matter. When the power of SIP comes in a Jiva, it becomes Atma. The Atma appears as a Jiva Atma. And that is the difference. So we have Shunya, no start and no end. I am in everyone. Shunya says, I am in everyone and everyone is in me. But I try to understand what you explained. Why do we need the difference in like SIP and the term you coined? Isn't simple to understand that everything is SIP? The problem is it's not simple to understand SIP. It's not simple to understand the difference of life in a cockroach and a stone. Whereas the reality is there is SIP in a cockroach and there is SIP in a stone. You go and ask anybody, Shunya, if they can answer this question, I will withdraw my entire explanation. Go to the street and ask somebody, is there God in a stone and God in a cockroach? You will get vague answers. People don't understand. Therefore, this explanation is very important. Isn't simple to understand everything is SIP? Yeah, everything is SIP. It's simple to say. It's simple to understand, but very difficult to realize. You know, if the whole world understood that everything is SIP, this world would be a blissful and peaceful world. There would be no world war. Ukraine would not be in war with Russia. The religions would not be fighting with each other. People don't understand. We keep it separate because we want people to realize the truth. And this whole differentiation between SIP, Posimom, and soul is we are not creating any confusion. This is what we see in this world. We see a supreme power that's controlling everything. We see inanimate things, like Rajan said, mountains, oceans, clouds, and we see living creatures, a dog, a cat, a frog, a tree, you, me. We are trying to understand the difference between the animate and the inanimate. So we have Girish and Rohit.
SIP appears as soul in living beings, in
Correct.
me, in you, in XYZ.
Correct.
When the body dies, it is withdrawn.
Correct. Absolute.
So it is for the temporary period it appears as soul.
Yes.
Despite its temporary nature, why soul is known as eternal?
Because the soul is like the wave of the ocean. The wave appears to splash and disappear, but it goes back in the ocean. Therefore, the wave is eternal. The wave never dies. I'm explaining to you because the wave doesn't. Can you say the wave dies? The wave doesn't die. The wave splashes, goes back in the ocean. Splashes, goes back in the ocean. Splashes, goes back in the ocean. The soul in Girish, when Girish's life is over, the soul, the spark of unique life, when the job of Girish is over, that spark goes back to become Sip. Girish will die. But the mind and ego, if you are not enlightened, then the mind and ego carries karma and is reborn, and another soul, not the same soul, another particle of Sip manifests as a spark of unique life. If Girish comes back as Deepika, or Girish comes back as Prince, or whatever. But if you come to know, I am not Girish, I am not the mind and ego, then when the body of Girish dies, your soul becomes one with Sip, and it's over. Nirvana, moksha, salvation. The soul is called eternal because the soul is not born and the soul does not die. The one who was going to be Girish is born. When the sperm and the ovum gets fertilized by the spark of the unique life, the soul is not born. The soul is only creating the life.
So, soul emerges and disintegrates.
Yes, not disintegrates. The soul manifests and demanifests. To give you an example, gold manifests as the ring. Then when you melt it, it demanifests. Now gold appears as a chain and then it demanifests. Now the gold appears as a kala. Then it demanifests. Is the gold eternal or not eternal? As the way I'm explaining, don't get technical. The gold doesn't go anywhere. The gold is eternal in that sense. Of course, gold itself is possible. You go to that.
But in the case of soul, Sip is becoming soul.
Correct. Therefore,
so again, when the body dies, soul once again goes back to the Sip state.
Yes.
So the soul is called eternal.
Correct.
That shape or not, that is not the shape. That name is called eternal. That I am not understanding, sir.
Okay. What you're not understanding? I thought you understood. Tell me what you're not understanding.
Gold, I can
forget gold.
Understand.
Gold.
It is in the position of a Sip.
Okay. Now,
gold.
What you are saying? Sip,
yes.
Okay. Sip manifests as the soul in Girish.
Yes.
Is the soul born?
It is a spark. When
but
needed
is it
to
born? No, from electricity, you get light comes on. Is it a manifest? Just a spark comes on, or is born?
It is a spark.
It's only a spark.
Yes.
It comes from the electricity. Spark comes. When you switch off the light, the spark goes. The bulb is off.
Yes.
So the spark in you comes from Sip.
Yes.
And it remains in you as the SOUL.
Yes.
And it goes back to Sip.
Yes.
It comes from Sip, it goes to Sip. It comes from Sip, it goes to Sip. There's no birth and there's no death. So it is immortal or not?
Yes. Correct.
Now clear? Now clear or not clear?
Now I am clear.
Where is who is born and who is dies?
Body.
Only body. What about mind and ego?
That becomes that takes a new body or becomes liberated.
Correct. So you should say the mind and ego. Next time I ask this question, you should say that does not exist. You should start saying that does not exist. In me, does not exist. Somebody on the street, with avidya, it will come back. I am free. That's the answer you should give me. Next time you should. When I say, what about mind and ego? Mind and ego does not. Where is the mind? Girish, where is the mind? You cannot find. What is the ego? Who is the ego? If I am not the body, I am not the mind. Does the ego exist? There is no ego. Rekha, Parvani and Rohit. Thank you. We have time is coming to an end. But quickly, yeah, yes, please, quickly.
The spark of unique life is different in you and me?
Yes and no. The spark of unique life comes from SIP. So it is like saying, is the gold different in the ring and the chain? As long as the gold is in the ring and the gold is in the chain, it appears as the ring and appears as chain, appears as two different. But is the gold in the ring and the gold in the chain actually different? Rekha, actually are they different?
No, AiR.
So we appear to be different. We appear to be different as long as we think, you think I'm Rekha, I'm AiR. We appear to be different. But the soul in you and the soul in me both belong to the same ship. So actually, are we different or we are one?
We are one.
We are one.
We are one.
But we appear to be different. We transact differently. We behave differently because we are Posimom. Each Posimom with a spark of unique life becomes Bliko, becomes Kumar Swami, becomes Rekha, and we appear different. I'm sorry, but I have to close with Rohit. Last, Rohit, what do you want to say, Rohit?
Yeah. So when we die, the body falls is what we call as death.
Yeah.
And the unique spark, it becomes SIP.
Yes.
So when this takes again a rebirth, is it a particular? I also heard that said that is a different spark again, which comes as a rebirth.
Correct.
So there I am a bit confused because I was talking about that 5 sheets, but then you said that the soul is not the 5 sheets.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So very
It's
clear.
not the 5. Yeah.
Rohit, quickly, because I have to close this. I'm quickly in 10 seconds explaining to you. When you were born, you were a mind and ego carrying karma, and you were born as Rohit. You were born to become Rohit. When this spark of unique life leaves Rohit, if you are enlightened, you will not come back to earth in a rebirth because you know you're not the mind and ego. But if you are carrying karma, then you will come back not as Rohit, but you will come back as Sachin Tendulkar, or you will come back as somebody, and you will have another spark from SIP, which will become a spark of unique life in that new body that is there from birth to death.
So that mind and ego intellect will be different.
No.
Or
same. That continues life after life.
That will be same, right? So that is where
life
I was
after
actually
life
confused.
after life, hundreds of lives.
5 sheets has one is Annamaya Kosha. So when we die, that Annamaya Kosha drops.
Then
Manomaya Sharir, yeah.
Okay.
And then intellect, and then this. So all these 4
sheets, my battery went off.
They will go back.
My battery went off, but here I am to tell you all, thank you very much. We will meet tomorrow at 8.
Okay.
To all.